It's important to have mad friends in your life, isn't it? People who just kind of slightly, you know, kind of stretch your head a little bit. I have one friend left from my early 20s who's like that. He hasn't been neutered by a long-term relationship. He's full of this wild, ferocious sexual energy, but it's not wrapped up in any charm. It's in its raw, unprocessed state, and women find him repulsive. Give us a go with your tits!
I'll tell you the type of person he is now. I was over doing some work in London for the IRA. Or the BBC, or one of those companies. I was doing some work over in London, and after the gig was over, the television thing, they flew me back from Heathrow to Dublin Airport, first class, and they gave me an extra ticket to take one of my smelly Irish friends out of their lovely city. And so I took Declan. Now, the night before, when the gig finished, we just got hammered drunk, and it was just bleary-eyed and up till 7 o'clock in the morning, drinking and stuff. Got an hour's sleep, slept in our clothes, next thing, brr, 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 taxi here, oh God almighty. So gathered our, went down, bleary-eyed, blood everywhere. We looked like children's feet scattered about the room. I don't remember that at all. We looked like two young fellas who'd failed the audition for the Wolf Tones. Into the taxi over to the airport. Everybody else was on the plane. We were late. And first class, of course, everybody's so posh with their big hair and massive newspapers and really small fingers. And so I sit into my seat, and Declan is there. He's got a bag of oranges, which he's bringing back as a present to his nephews and nieces in Glenamaddy. Oranges from London, oh yeah! But he's finding the fierce difficult to coordinate, opening the flap and putting his oranges... fuck you, anyway. So, he sits down beside me. Now, do you know when you're that hungover, and you know what you want to say, you can see the sentence in front of you. But it just takes too much effort. So what you pick out a couple of words, and you throw them together, and you hope it makes sense. Now, what he meant to say to me was, did you ever make love to your girlfriend? Come home and make love to your girlfriend when initially she doesn't really want to be made love to. You know, you're kind of, hey. You're kind of working on the charming side of aggressive. Hey, oh, hey. Right. But that took too much mental thought. So you must also remember that his ears had popped. And he had no idea how loud he was actually speaking. He turns to me and he roars out, "Did you ever rape someone?"
He has no idea of his own physical limitations. Decided recently he was going to run a marathon. Trained for about a week beforehand. So I often ran 26 miles when I was drunk. Looking for a party. I'd probably win the thing. He would take no dissuading whatsoever. The start of the race. Where does the bold Brendan go? Not at the back, with all the humble amateur athletes dressed up as restaurants and werewolves. Oh no. He has a chance of winning the thing. So he elbows his way down to the front of this international marathon. And he's standing there, stomach against the ticker tape, shoulder to shoulder with all the men from Somalia and Ethiopia. They're all there in their sleek Adidas outfits, singlets and expensive shorts. Brendan is in an AC/DC t-shirt. With the sleeves torn off for aerodynamic purposes. The race began, and he said he was able to keep up them for the first 4 miles. Now that's an achievement because they don't hang around, they're just gone. They're like gazelle men, just, and Brendan there. He said after 4 miles he got so tired that he wasn't able to slow down. He said that if he didn't come to an abrupt stop, he was going to die. So, rather than stand to one side and to be seen to be a bit of a fool, what he did was he very suddenly and dramatically just veered off course. As if this is what he had planned all along. He veered off course, jumped over a hedge and lay in a garden. Without a word of explanation to his fellow athletes.
What has happened to Brendan?
I don't know. I don't know. He was scaring me. Metal! Metal! Was he the devil? I don't know. I don't know.